as you can see for today's video, we are going to be getting ready together. I am going to be talking about what's new in makeup, some new makeup items that I've received that I am really excited to just put on my face. But before we get started, today's video is sponsored by HSN. My mom is going to be pumped because we're an HSN family. We love a lot of their products that they share. So if you've never heard of HSN before, they offer a curated assortment of exclusive products that include, but are not limited to, top brand names in health and beauty, jewelry, home, lifestyle, fashion, accessories. I have items that I've bought from the home before here. I have lots of beauty kits that I've purchased from them in the past. Electronics, they incorporate entertainment, and they engage millions of customers across 2 different US TV channels, which are widely available on cable, satellite, and several streaming platforms as well, to give you guys like the most unique and engaging shopping experience. Sometimes I gotta turn it off, I'm not gonna lie, because I love watching them and they convince me to buy too much stuff. They definitely have in the past. And you can always catch a good deal on HSN. They have weekly drops in a different number of categories, and they also have flex pay options, so you can enjoy now and then pay over time. So I'm gonna show you some of the new things that I recently picked up. I got a deal on some of them. The first being one of the palettes that I'm going to be using today. So I got the Too Faced Pinker Times Ahead eyeshadow palette for literally $23. It was 50% off. This was one palette that I said I was going to pick up, but I kind of like pushed it off. And I'm glad that I waited because I got a good deal on it. And this one has just pretty soft pink and purple colors, really beautiful for spring. So I'm gonna be messing around with this today. And then you guys know I just moved into a new apartment and I have a new beauty room. So I got this set of organizers. You know these organizers are pretty expensive, so I got a good deal on HSN. So this is the XL size, and you can literally separate this into 3 different parts. Honestly, more than that. So this is going to be great to keep out on my vanity because it holds so much product. I also ordered another one that's not in the XL size. I'll post a picture of it right here. So that one I'm just waiting to come in the mail, but I'm excited to fill this up with some makeup to help keep me organized. And this is great if you don't have a huge makeup collection. This is great to store all of your makeup. Like, I once was able to store my makeup collection in something like this, but this is going to be my new vanity topper because these are really, really great. There's lipstick holders, a lot of different drawers, so I'm excited about that. And then I also picked up a couple home items, which I'm gonna breeze through really quickly because this was only $40, this Magic Bullet set, and it's a very small, lightweight blender. We do have a blender right now, but I feel like it's so big and heavy. You can make really nice personal size smoothies. This is what I wanted because the one that we have, the cups are so big, I always just make a giant smoothie that was unnecessary. This is going to keep me tame, and it comes with like 17 different pieces for the blender, so I'm excited about that. It's super duper cute, and $40, literally, you can't beat that. This one, my husband was like, what are you doing? And I'm determined to keep this place super clean, so I picked up this electric spin brush with the extension pole. Extension pole is key to get height. I'm only 4'10", and they have 3 different unique shaped brush heads. So I am going to keep this apartment clean. So I have this new snazzy tool to use. So that's what I picked up from HSN. As you can see, a wide variety of options. I got some home cleaning options, some kitchen stuff, some beauty stuff as well. So it's good to purchase gifts, FYI. I've given away a few HSN gifts, and I've received a few HSN gifts in the past. So anyways, I have a new customer code for you if you are new to HSN. Use code HSN2023 for $10 off a purchase of 20 or more if you are a new customer. And I will have all of the items that I purchased down below, and make sure you're going back because they also do have new promotions weekly. So yeah, thank you so much HSN for sponsoring today's video. Let's go ahead and get ready with some other new items in my life. Okay, so I'm starting off with kind of one of the more exciting things in this video. I am finally trying this dang Saie Glowy Super Skin lightweight luminous foundation that I've been seeing everywhere. I did receive it in PR. It came a little later than everybody else, but I'm finally getting in on it. So for primer, I'm going to start off with what was also sent to me, this Glowy Super Gel Dewy Illuminating Fluid. Since it came with the new foundations, I'm imagining they will probably be good together. So let's go ahead and try them together. Okay, let's see. Oh, it feels really, really nice. And it does give a really pretty illumination to the skin. Ooh, I really like this. This is nice. I've been using the Hard Candy one as like my favorite dewy primer lately. This one is so much lighter. So I think it's going to not be as terrible with wear time as the Hard Candy was. Oh, me gusta. Muy bien. I like that. Okay, now let's get into this foundation. Let's try shade 7 first. Really cute bottle. Oh, I hope this is the right shade. I feel like it is. Okay, it's quite liquidy. And we're going to apply as I apply products like this. Okay, not a bad shade match for me. A bit light. But when we blend it out in a bronzer, it'll be fine. I guess I'm shade 8, not 7, but we're just gonna go ahead and use this. You know, Saie is known for like lighter coverage, more like makeup, no makeup kind of beauty. So I wasn't expecting much coverage-wise on this. I have a lot of extra glare and shine on my face right now because it's rainy today. So we have more artificial lighting happening. So there's a little additional bouncing. So that's why there's like a lot of shine on me. This product is glowy, but it's not as glowy as it seems. Oh, this looks really, really pretty. It definitely gives a lighter coverage, but more than I was expecting. It gives enough to even out the redness that you might have. That was like one pump. And there's a really pretty dew. Part of that I'm attributing to this Saie primer, which is absolutely gorgeous. Why is it red right there? Oh my gosh, you know what happened this morning? I hit myself in the face with a desk. I have a rolling desk, and I was like rolling it, and classic Morgan behavior. That's all you gotta know. Okay, I just did another pump. So I think, I haven't watched the reviews on this because I don't want to have like a biased opinion or anything, but based on the amount of chat that I've seen on this, it must be good. People must be liking it, and I think I do like it as well. It's giving a glowier look than I normally prefer and a lighter coverage, but this is really nice just for every day to throw on. What do we think? I think it looks super good. I'm not gonna lie. Trying to see if we can get, oh, that's the opposite way. Okay, really like that, but like I said, it's not as glary as it may seem. Now do I dare do concealer? I think I'll do concealer. It should be okay today. Makeup Revolution launched a concealer that is extending off of their foundation. So this is the IRL Filter Finish Soft Matte Concealer. This is based off of their foundation, which I don't think got raving reviews, but I liked it. So I thought I'd give this new concealer a try. We'll try the shade C7 first, because I don't want it to be too close to what I have going on. I think I wear C7, or I think I'm making that up. I don't know. Maybe it's like F8 or something. All right, let's see how the packaging looks. Ooh, interesting brush. Nice little angle. Looks like a little foot. That's why they call it a doe foot, but it really just looks like a foot. Okay. This is a good shade. Maybe could have even gone a little lighter, but still not bad. So I'm gonna put some here, and we'll see if I want to put any additional amount on my face. So far, I mean, I think that looks pretty. It's not a full coverage by any means. It's like a lighter medium. But the finish is kind of similar to the foundation. Maybe not finish, but the coverage level. So if you have some like blue or purple underneath, I feel like you are going to be able to see. But it looks quite healthy. I find though with a lot of Makeup Revolution stuff, sometimes it looks good at first and then the wear is kind of the deciding factor here. But I have had a good history with Makeup Revolution concealers, so I'm hopeful about this one. I do think this looks good. So it's definitely lighter coverage, but I'm gonna let it set before I put powder over top, And so I'm going to do a bronzer. This is not new on the channel. I've used this before, but it's a new launch. I don't have any other bronzer that I'd rather use. So this is the Physicians Formula Butter Glow Liquid Bronzer. I was in love with this first impressions. So I'm continuing to use it for speed reviews to see if I still love it as much. So we'll just use this today because she's new and she's awesome. Now, one thing about this, I hate the packaging. This mouth is so big. You get so much product that comes out. So you have to be very careful squeezing it out. And the shade, I would love like a little bit deeper and a little bit more of a neutral shade, but I still just love the product itself. Is such good quality. And this is really a good color for a natural bronzy glow, which is kind of the look that I have for the complexion today. So it's perfect, but a little bit more depth would have been nice, but it's still a very natural, pretty bronze. Okay, I once again just had too much come out because of this packaging. Give me a squeezy tube, Physicians Formula. And Physicians Formula is like one of the more pricey brands, so from the drugstore. Anyways, I'm gonna do a second layer because I just have more product than I need on my hand. And while we're at it, we'll just put some right here. It's not necessarily a good contour shade. It really only gives a bronze, but since I have extra product, I'll use it this way. But it does blend in seamlessly into the skin. Do you see that? I had so much product. So this is really great for a beginner or somebody who's not as good with blending out product. I say that, but then I made myself look dirty, but that's my own fault. Let me dim the lights a little bit to see if we can get some glare down so you can see the true finish. That should have helped a little bit. Created more shadow, but this is a little bit more true to life. For powder, I'm going to use the Glossier Wowder, something that I'm pretty familiar with. This is a newer product to me, but I've really been enjoying it because it really is almost an undetectable powder, I want you to see. So instantly that toned down the extra shine, but it doesn't look powdery at all. I'm just going to put this on the center of my face, and then with whatever is left, I do want to kind of set the outside of my face as well. I love this powder. It's not really something I'm truly featuring in today's video, but it's really, really nice. Now for blush, I have some items from ColourPop. They sent me a few of their new collections, and we're gonna use from the Snow White collection. We love a good Disney collab. So this is the Super Shock Blush in the shade I Wish I Wish. You know what I need to do? I need to rewatch all of the Disney classics. I literally don't think I've watched them since I was a kid, so I don't understand any of these references that ColourPop does with these collabs, but dang, do I appreciate the packaging. A lot of thought goes into it. So this is really shimmery. It's kind of like a pinky golden shade. I also have a deeper shade that we could dig into if I feel the need, but I didn't think I would feel the need to. I'm gonna use a synthetic brush to apply it. This is an Esum V50. This is from their vegan brush line. I'm just gonna press this on. This formula also applies really well with just a sponge because it is a creamier consistency. Really pretty, but I feel like it's a little glittery, right? But you can see the strong golden shift. I think I'm gonna mix just a little bit of that darker color to add a little bit more depth to the blush, but it's very pretty. But I do think the gold turn, maybe it's not as strong as I think because it is really, really pretty. But if you don't like that shimmery, glimmery blush kind of look, then you're not going to like this. There is a deeper color in Just Rosy that I want to mix in just a little bit for some more depth. So you can see it's a lot darker. I'm not going to do too much of it. Like I'm going to keep it almost like towards the middle back side of the cheek. You see how that just added another dimension of color? I do love the Super Shock blushes from ColourPop. I think they're so pretty. Beautiful. Actually might have gone a little crazy with that one. Just fine. All you gotta do is pat your foundation brush or sponge right over top. And it'll look good as new. Blush is always like one of the first things to fade anyways. Now for highlight, I have something new from an indie brand that's new to me. This is Marilia Scott Cosmetics, who is actually somebody I followed before I even knew her brand, or her brand reached out to send this to me. So this is called the Your Highlight is Too Bright, and the owner claims this is like the brightest highlight palette ever. I've been excited to try this. I am a boring girl. I'm gonna go for the more neutral shade, but you have a lot of fun colors in here as well. And look at that dimension. So glimmery, shimmery, but I'm gonna do peaches and popcorn. I don't need this to be the most shiny highlight ever. So I'm gonna try and apply it soft, but yeah, it definitely does concentrate a glow there. It has some like glitter particles in there, but I think if you want a really bright highlight, that's what you gotta have. It's really reflective, wow. Okay, let's get this on the other cheek. Very pretty. I'd love to see this formula in like more champagnes, like a neutral palette. I love that this has the colors, but I'm too boring for this. I need a neutral one. I think that could be really, really fun, but yeah, this is quite blinding, has some glitter. Thank you, Marilia, for sending this to me. I was excited about it. I want to put some of those on my eyelids and see how they look. But for a wearable aspect, this is kind of how I would wear it. Okay, I'm pleasantly surprised at this eyeshadow. Like I said, pinker times ahead. One thing, if you're looking for depth, you're not going to get depth with this palette, but I think it is very pretty for spring. So I'm just gonna take the cream color right here. There's a couple really phenomenal shimmers in this palette, and I like that there's a cream shade. This is just really great for travel because of how tiny and lightweight it is. So I just set underneath my brow bone. I'm gonna switch out for the Esom G34, and we're going into this light pink shade. It's very, very light, but it's just gonna create kind of a background of light pink for the look and transition, just like that. And I'm gonna go back into the brush that I just used, and I dipped it into that light pink shade again, and I put this underneath as well. And then we're gonna start building up as much depth as I can get. So we're gonna use this shade right here. You see that there's some glitters. It's going to kind of brush away, but I'm gonna start building up whatever depth that I can out here in the outer corner, just like that. And then also the lower lash line, like so. And see, that's really, really pretty. But then I still wanted a little bit more oomph. So now we're gonna go into this brighter shade right here, which will add more depth. That has a good level of pigment. It's just bright. But I'm gonna focus that on the outer lash line as well, or outer corner of the lower lash line, excuse me. And then we're gonna blend that, but you can see all of these shades are working out really nicely. So I do find Too Faced palettes to be a little hit or miss. And overall, I really like this palette. I think it has good quality. Where's it made in? Made in Italy, I can tell. It's a better formula than some other palettes that they've had in the past. Now this shade right here, it's amazing. I'm happy it's the biggest shade. It's a shimmery golden champagne. Look at how pretty that is. So I'm just gonna... I just put these nails on last night. I miss the no nail life. It was so much easier to get in this little corner here. But the shade, super pigmented, super reflective, and just gorgeous overall. I would literally dig into other palettes just to use this shade as well for like a more neutral look. And then I did want to play with another shimmer, and this one also worked out really well for me. It's very, very pigmented, and a lot of times with the shimmers from Too Faced, they either don't stick to the eyelid or it can be difficult to pick up. They kind of get like hard panned. No, these are working. They're doing their job. And we're gonna blend that. I'm gonna take a small shader brush. Just kidding, a small pencil brush. And now this is the only shade that I was like, about. It's a little too slippery. So you can see when you put it down with a brush, it doesn't really add impact. You're gonna need to wet the brush for this particular formula. But other than that, I was super duper happy with this palette. I think it looks gorgeous on the eyes. Now for eyeliner, ColourPop just launched a Korra, is that what it is? The Legend of Korra. I never watched this collaboration, but interesting collection. So there's a graphic inks liner in the shade Heart to Heart. It's kind of like a reddish brown. I'm gonna use that for eyeliner today. Just something a little different from black, and it's been a while since I've used this formula from ColourPop, so I kind of want to just remind myself. But from what I remember, it was not bad at all, and as always, ColourPop offers amazing shade ranges, so you can get any color under the sun with this. Okay, don't talk to me. This is a very quiet moment I need. This application of eyeliner isn't my favorite, just the style in general, not just this one in particular, but we did okay. I don't have any new liner or lashes to pop on, so I'm gonna do those off camera, and then we'll finish with the best part, lips. Okay, now lips. I'm using a product that I've used before, but it's brand new, and I just wanted to test a different color. So this is the Too Faced Lip Injection Extreme Lip Shaper in the shade Cinnamon Swell. So when I first tried this, it was in a different color, and I'm not too sure about these, which is why I want to use them again. They have like lip plumping properties in them, and I said it wasn't that bad in my original first impressions. I think I'm taking that back, because it is kind of painful. It like really sits with you. But let's apply this. So I wanted to do a darker color because our lip color is gonna be darker. I hate this packaging, I hate it. I just like a wooden pencil. So it starts off good, but then as it sits, you start to feel a little burn. And I just feel like the burn is kind of unnecessary because it doesn't really plump your lips that much, if at all. Anyways, we're gonna let that sit. Now for lips, I have another product from the ColourPop and Cora collection. So this is the Fresh Kiss Lip Cream. I wanted something a little deeper and like rosy-ish to go with my eyes. So it's Partner in Crime is the shade. Just too cute packaging. They also have another one that's more nude from this collection in Loyal Friend. So if I don't like the darker shade, I might put the lighter shade on. But I want it to be different than what I would normally pick. Oh, that's a lot darker than I thought it was. I thought it was gonna be sheer. I'm just gonna use my finger then to kind of blur it out, and you can get a blurred lip look. Okay, I do like this, but very, very pigmented. Whew, and can confirm that dang lip liner is kicking in. It kind of burns for being a lip liner, very, very odd. I think it's just unnecessary. I like the quality of the lip liner itself, but the burn, you just put on a lip plumper, like a lipstick gloss version. Because I don't even think this lip liner does anything in terms of plumping, other than like obviously lining the lips. Okay, boom, here's the look, the final look. I really, really like it, even with the darker lip than what I'm used to. Let me get myself together, and I will give you my final thoughts on everything. Well, first impressions. Okay, so I dimmed the lights a little bit so you can see more true to color, how everything is looking. I mean, I love this makeup look, but let's go over everything individually. So far, really enjoyed this Star Glow Glowy Super Gel from Saie. It gave such a pretty glow to the skin, and it wasn't too heavy feeling. And then also gonna have to use this more, but this Glowy Super Skin Foundation, I do like it. However, my skin isn't looking as smooth as I would like. I feel like it does look a little makeup-y, like in this area right here. Whereas I have other foundations that don't look quite like that I like better. But I'm gonna continue to test this with different products to see what I think about it. So make sure you're subscribed to me because this will be featured in a speed reviews. And the Makeup Revolution IRL Filter Finish Soft Matte Concealer. I normally like the Makeup Revolution concealers. It is looking a little drier right here, but it's not bad. I'm gonna have to see how it wears. If anything horrific happens with wear time, I'll put it in the comments. If not, still testing it, but you know, no major failures. It's okay. It's not a game changer, but it's good. Still loving the Physicians Formula Butter Glow Liquid Bronzer. Just wish the shade was a little different. These ColourPop Super Shock blushes, very pretty. The lighter shade is a little more glittery than I prefer. It has too strong of a gold shift. But the darker color is pretty. Just use a very light hand. But in terms of it being Snow White, so cute. The Marilia Scott Cosmetics Highlight Palette, really, really beautiful. Want to put these all over my eyelids because it's such a fun selection. Definitely really like the peaches and popcorn, but it is very blinding and it does have some glitter in there, so keep that in mind. But dang, right? Dang. And then continuing, pleasantly surprised by this Pinker Times Ahead palette from Too Faced. A couple of the shades are duds, but for the most part, really into this palette. Love this color story for spring. I think you can get a great deal on it right now. It is going to give you a lighter eye, but I'm really enjoying these kind of colors for spring. The Cora Graphic Ink Liner from ColourPop in Heart to Heart. It's a really pretty color. It's kind of like a reddish brown, pretty unique, something different from just the regular black. I do like this eyeliner. I think it's affordable. It's not my favorite way to apply liquid liner. I prefer like a marker style over this kind of paint it on situation, but it's a decent formula from ColourPop. I don't think the Too Faced Lip Injection Extreme Lip Shapers are worth it for the plumping aspect, but the consistency and the color blend that they have is really, really great. So I don't think it's a bad lip liner, but it's still a little painful. And then this ColourPop Legend of Korra Fresh Kiss Lip Cream in the shade Partner in Crime. Pretty dark. Don't over apply. It's almost easier to blend it out with your finger, especially for darker colors. It's going to give kind of a more lip blurred look. It's not hydrating by any means at all. It's nice and matte, so it's going to have a long wear time. I like this formula. You know, nothing amazing, but I enjoyed it. So that is all of the new makeup that has recently entered my collection that I was dying to get on my face, and a lot of this you guys requested. You said you wanted to see, so hopefully I answered some of your questions that you might have. And again, a huge thank you to HSN for sponsoring today's video. You can get the eyeshadow palette that I featured on my eyes today for like 20 bucks almost, just a little bit more than that. And then also they have pretty much every category imaginable, things for your house that you might need, and lots of really great deals. So I'll have the link down to everything I purchased from HSN down below, and don't forget to use that code to save some money on your first order if you're a first-time customer. And like this video, because all of these are going to be featured in an upcoming speed reviews as I test them more and more. So I hope you guys have a good one. Enjoy your day. I'll see you in the next one. Have a good one. Bye.